On today's Bullseye, Stephanie Gantz shares in Bon Appetit her mission to buy a package of Grateful Dead lettuce. It's a real thing. It's grown and packed by Gotham Greens, one of the most exciting new produce companies in our industry, which is a lettuce mix of butterhead, green, and red leaf lettuce, and obviously features the famous Grateful Dead dancing bear and a custom Grateful Dead QR code that links you to a 20-song playlist on Spotify. Now, this is a great reason to buy the brand for boomers to millennials. Gotham also pledges to plant a tree with Forest Nation for every package that's sold. The interesting thing about the Dead is that in a 2015 poll, it found that the Dead was loved across all demographics, regardless of age or political affiliation. In fact, in 2020, the next iteration, Dead and Company, started touring with John Mayer. In the past 5 years alone, the Dead grossed $250 million in concert tours. And that's without Jerry Garcia, who died back in 1995. I spent a lot of my college years in overalls. Yep, that was a thing then. And had my then girlfriend sew a Grateful Dead patch right in the center of my chest. Was I a Deadhead? No, very few of us actually were. But there is something about this every touring band that reached out to the boomer generation and gave us hope, love, insight, and a lot of great music. When I first moved to California from New York City, I lived in the same town as Garcia. We would see him walking through the town and even witnessed his wedding party on Valentine's Day in 1994, heading to Tiburon Tommy's after the wedding. Tiburon Tommy's doesn't exist anymore. Now it's a very fancy hotel. It was a dump. It was great. It was right on the water, and it smelled from the water and it smelled from beer. There's a lot of criticism on social media that the Dead is selling out by putting the dancing bear on lettuce. Grateful Dead Productions, the merchandising arm of the organization, brings in around 70 million bucks a year. And before you go there, remember that the Dead in late 1960s had a commune in San Francisco for the band, for their staff, for their roadies, for everyone. And they all were paid equally. And as they became more successful, they were one of the first, if not the first band to offer profit sharing and health coverage to all. Back to the lettuce. Is this a good idea or just a sham? I think it's a great idea. For many years, we've seen produce companies try to merchandise to be hip and to get more shoppers to consume more produce, which is a great thing. They've tried characters like Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, SpongeBob, and the Tasmanian Devil. Foxy even hired Brooke Shields to be their brand role model and icon. Even Lisa Lillian, our friend and one of the most successful food influencers with over 1 million followers of all time as Hungry Girl, appeared on Fresh Produce. But none of them have done the job. Seemed like it was just for the money, and little emotion was involved. Sure, maybe it's just a gimmick to get attention, but somewhere, I think this one is different, and Grateful Dead Greens just may be a hit.